I took a second to look over my shoulder as I neared the campus lawn. The hunter was already in view. I could hear the sound of his boots as he jogged, seeming mere yards from behind me now. The surrounding foot traffic had dissipated, and I saw no one in the courtyard up ahead. I had a clear shot to my dorm if I picked up speed to add distance between us. Crap. If he sees what dorm I enter, he'll just wait for me and sneak attack me when he has an opportunity. I have to make a split-second decision here, but what? I tossed my backpack up on the roof as I ran past a building. I looked off to my right, abruptly turning towards the upper parking lot, going near full speed now, trying to shake him. I made it up the steps in a blur to the other end of the parking lot. I hid behind a car as I heard people walking nearby. Peeking around the taillights, I see two guys getting into another vehicle, a row over, preparing to leave. In my periphery, the hunter was standing at the top of the stairs already. He watched the car leave and continued looking around for me. If I take off running now, I take the chance he'll spot me and be back on my trail. The campus was a virtual ghost town now. There was no passerby to cover me from his sight or hide any sounds I made. Anyone still left on this campus was safely tucked away in buildings from what I can sense. I lay down and rolled into the car I was hiding behind. I was able to watch the hunter walk up and down the sidewalk as he tried to figure out my direction. My heart skipped a beat when he stepped off the curb and began walking out into the parking lot. I heard a voice call out from a few rows of cars over, where the hunter stood. Come out, wherever you are." I held my breath as I felt my pulse quicken. Just hearing his voice was unnerving, like he was toying with me. I know he's not supposed to be able to scent me, and he lacks superior hearing as I have. Nevertheless, not being privy to the training of hunters, I really can't take a chance at what he may be capable of. You just can never be sure what knowledge another brain may hold. I see his boots move past a few cars, and he turns, walking between cars now, coming my direction. Come out, he taunts as he moves closer. I began to roll to my right, away from where I could see his boots coming my way. I roll under several cars nearing the end of that row and was back towards the stairs I had originally climbed. I could still see his boots stepping towards the far end where I had hid. Come out, little one. Hunter just wants to play. He chuckles as I watch his boots cross the driveway between rows, and he's soon standing next to the car I was hidden under moments ago. His boots remained in place for a moment, toes pointed in my direction. I just lay on the ground debating on if that line of cars would provide me enough cover to make it to those stairs. He moves, or begins looking under vehicles, and I risk him spotting me. If you come out, child, our conversation will go much more pleasant than if I have to find you. There was sternness to his voice, but I sensed an odd desperation hiding behind that. I watched his boots turn in the opposite direction, his back now towards me. So I army crawled like a spider towards the stairs. Halfway down, I made the mistake of standing and began to run. That's when I heard the yell. Crap, he must have seen me. I ran, ducking behind the computer science building. I found my way to the hedges in the back, squeezing between the bushes and the wall. I was moving as fast as I could keeping my head down, trying to make the bushes rattle as little as possible. I can't give myself away. I hear the hunter call out from the courtyard. Come out, little one, come out. This crazy SOB, he's gonna attract attention standing in the courtyard yelling for all to hear. I get to the edge of the building and peek around the corner. my heart hammering out of my chest as I could just hear him. I could smell him getting closer as well. I just need an opening to dash across to the next building and the next set of hedges. On the other side, I can climb up to my dorm window and be in. I could call my parents. I could have the situation dealt with. I don't quite know what they do to hunters. I just know that the supernaturals have our own justice system, and they do not appreciate their children being harassed. Well, there's the whole threat of death at the hands of a hunter, too. They really don't like that. I don't like that, but here we are. I couldn't yet sense how fast he was moving or where he may be. There was a good 50-yard open space between these buildings. Of course, a street light right in the middle of the walkway illuminating the area. Yes, good for safety, I get that. However, right now it's a very bad thing for my safety. Come out, young one. Come out and talk to the hunter. He calls out, his voice softening from that creepy stalker tone he had earlier. He's walking at a slower pace now. I can still smell him in the light breeze. He's directly in front of the building, the computer science building that I'm in, behind right now. I am so screwed. You know what? I'm not going out like this. Not without one hell of a fight. Come get me, Hunter. I'm ready to play. I was shocked at the noise the bushes made as I just ran up the side of the building, seeking safety on the rooftop. Sure, the risk of me jumping from building to building was not good. He had no ladder, so actually I could stay up here and wait for campus security to show up. I doubt he'll give up and leave on his own. His yelling is bound to catch someone's attention, too. I could only hope. I was even more surprised he never heard or seemed to notice the noise I made from the back of the building. I heard him call out again. Come out, little one. His voice sent chills down my spine. Malice returning in his tone. I walked across the flat roof, looking over the short wall on the courtyard, where he stood, now pacing in a circle, as if he was waiting for me to just pop out and then he'd catch me. This was such an odd position to be in. I thought to myself, as I watched from the shadow of the rooftop, I am the predator here, but for some strange reason, I'm his prey. Because the way we chose to live in this human realm, does that make me suddenly weak? Why would we need him, this man, to eliminate us when we are of no threat? Well, I wasn't a threat earlier this evening, before I had to crawl around in a dirty parking lot to escape him. And then again, I just tested out my ability to Spidey crawl up this building, feeling a bit uplifted about my skills. Maybe I can take this hunter on at all, after all.